Welcome, everybody. Our goal is to simply send a loving message and let everyone knows who are here right now that as we both reach success in our lives, we too continue to face obstacles along the way. So, brothers and sisters, please help me welcome this beautiful woman I'm blessed to know, Miss Amy Holmwood.
Thank you for everything you're doing to help lift people up because that's what we all need right now.
First question, tell us who Amy Holmwood is.
Amy Holmwood is a person that grew up in, I think, a little bit of a damaged family, but I grew up in a really loving family, very positive. But my parents weren't together. So, we had to bounce back and forth between my parents. That caused me to grow up, I think, at an early age. So the one thing that I really do want to talk a little bit about today is just keeping kind of that childlike wonder that is so important as you get older. And it has so much to do with being comfortable and feeling safe. In the world we live in today, I think a lot of us are living in a lot of fear. And so I grew up feeling very scared a lot because I was alone a lot. My parents weren't together all the time, and my parents both had to work. So I'm one of those kids that was home without a parent at home. And so Amy Holmwood is someone that had to grow up at an early age and had to kind of take care of things. I had 3 brothers, just kind of had to deal with deeply spiritual and very passionate about just continuing to grow and become better, to be able to help other people do the same thing. That's kind of where, what inspires me.
Wonderful. It's really exciting to get to know you better in a deeper level because, what we see with Amy Holmwood is always the leader, always at the stage, teaching and guiding and mentorship, mentoring individuals. However, it's good to know the personal side of it. So tell us, how did you walk through darkness, and give us some guidance on how you managed to get back on your feet?
Well, again, being alone a lot as a child, being scared. Honestly, I was sick. I was a severe asthmatic. So I had that sort of anxiety related breathing, challenges as a kid, and then not always being with people. So it was pretty scary. That was kind of something that I had to learn how to just get myself calmed down, and I think a lot of us go throughout our life, times of anxiety, right? Times where you just feel like you're not in control. And I think that, that having to overcome those fears, if you're alone and you don't have somebody else that's always there. My parents, listen, they were incredible. They always said, "We love you. You're amazing. You can do anything." I mean, it was always very positive. So we always felt like secure, that we were loved, but we were alone a lot, getting to a place where you just sort of can count on yourself. And again, that's why I talk about like keeping that childlike sense of adventure in your life, because as a child, I didn't experience a lot of that, Kai. So when you talk about like the dark side, I didn't experience feeling like a kid because I had to take care of stuff a lot myself. I had to cook, I had to clean, I had to make sure that, things were good, and I wanted them to be good. So I made sure that I was as good as it could be for me and for my brothers. And then we had a terrible tragedy in my family. Second oldest in the family had a motorcycle accident, and he died. And that was the first time in my life where it was like, this is serious. Life is not to be taken for granted, ever. And so at 19 years old, I lost my best friend, and he was gone. I got on a train because I was in college and I wasn't home, and I got on a train. I was sitting on the train, the Amtrak, and a priest was seated next to me. And I just started to sob, and he just put his hand on my hand, and he said, "It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. I don't know what you're going through, but you're going to be okay." And it was just like, and the reason I knew I was going to be okay was because I had been saved when I was 16 years old. I became a Christian, and I was a believer. And so that was just completely amazing. I knew that I was okay and that it was going to be okay, because I had that comfort that I never had before. And I also had an experience with my brother, Billy, who passed away about 2 years before that, where he was saved. We were together. and he accepted Christ into his life. But this was something that was a really important component for my whole life, the rest of my life, that knowing that everything was going to be okay. And so that deep and dark time, there was still comfort there that he was with Jesus and he was in heaven, and I was still going to be okay here on earth without him here. And so this has kind of led in so many different directions, Kai, for me to have that awakening that life is not to be taken for 1 second for granted, because it can just be gone like that. And so from that moment on, I changed my life. I wasn't on a good path when I was 19, and everything just changed in my life. And I made a decision that I wasn't going to take my life for granted anymore. And I was really going to do everything I could to help other people, knowing that they're going to be okay. I took my life more seriously. Lord, use me up. I was just feeling so much gratitude that I had that relationship with Christ, that I was going to, and I just wanted to make sure that I could share that with other people as well. Higher power is a good thing. Very, very good thing. Just happy to be someone who can just be a resource, when people are having hard times, because we're all going to go through them, you guys.
Thank you, Amy, for being raw and real today. I didn't expect that, but I am so honored that you really opened up your heart today. And yes, I agree with you. We are not witnessing today. We actually, whatever faith you may have right now who's listening with us, it's just a matter of sharing our difficulties, our real life experiences that actually provided Amy to be able to help in return, to be able to comfort other people when the time is right. Did it take quite a lot of years to recover and to pick up the pieces back again on those difficulties that you have in life?
Really, it didn't. Honestly, like I just kept going, and I think you just keep going and you just keep doing and you just keep having faith. And you also keep sharpening the saw. When you lose great people, if you feel, for me, I felt that I needed to do the work that they couldn't. And that was something that was very empowering for me. It's good. It's like when you know that there's important work that needs to be done, and maybe there were some people that were supposed to be able to do it and they couldn't, then that felt like I needed to do that. I needed to put the time in. I needed to be somebody who succeeded because of those losses, to be somebody there that could be able to help others that maybe didn't have those people in their life anymore that they were counting on. And so, having someone believe in you is the most important thing in the world, to have somebody who believes in you. And I did have that, even if they weren't all there, I knew they believed in me. And so I just felt like, and I still do today, just to continue to be somebody who can continue to help other people see the best in themselves, continuing to make the world better and also be successful. Because I'll tell you, having resources is really helpful when you want to help other people. I do believe that this is very empowering and also will help to make the world a better place, because you can help others that are in need. It's an honor to just be able to be an entrepreneur, to be in the United States, to have all the freedoms that we have, capitalistic society where you put your time in and you really can reap those rewards and help other people do the same thing.
The last thing that I want from you right now is to give some takeaway for our beautiful audience, wonderful audience who are listening to us. Give them some words of wisdom so that when they move forward, they will have this even just little bit of strength to be able to fight tomorrow.
Yes. So the number one thing is to have faith that things will turn around. And right now, with everything going on in the world, we all need to have faith. We all need to be able to believe in each other, in the goodness of each other. It's just the core of humans. We're really good. And I know there's a lot of things that aren't so good right now. And people are judging. When fear comes up, people become very judgmental. And I see a lot of this. I really encourage people to stay away from that, to just sort of embrace everybody's feelings, because we all are coming from different perspectives, but to have faith that we really can get through things together. So if you are feeling alone, reach out and ask somebody for help. Don't feel like you're all alone on an island. If you're afraid, reach out to somebody. Hopefully you're not alone. Whoever's watching this, hopefully you have somebody to reach out to, but don't be afraid to talk about your feelings. I think it's really important to express how you're feeling and just believe that things will get better, because they do. And movement, you guys, even, in the darkest times, get out and exercise. That was the one thing I did. I would get out and take a run. I'd be like, all right, I just need to get out, that blood moving, and just breathe, meditation, exercise, get outside every day for an hour, do some things for yourself. So when you're having a hard time, just take care of yourself a little bit, get out, and always know that around the bend, when you turn that corner, you can decide which direction to go. Go into the light, choose the light, and you will walk toward the light. That's what I can say.
I love it, Amy. Thank you for your words of wisdom. Definitely, they will take that to heart. Thank you very much, Amy.
It's my honor, Kai, and thank you for everything you're doing. You're just making the world a better place every minute that you share all your wisdom. So thank you so much.